What's going on, guys? This is Sam, and over the past week, we've gotten a lot of new details about the upcoming 2018 iPhone models, the iPhone X squared, the iPhone X Plus, in addition to the 6.1-inch LCD iPhone model, and they also released some new surprise accessories that we weren't really expecting to see, so let's go ahead and jump in. So out of all the iPhone news this past week, the number one thing that was most interesting for me to hear was about the 6.1-inch LCD model. Apple is reportedly, as I talked about in a few videos back, going to be releasing 3 new iPhone models in 2018, 2 variants of the iPhone 10, but another model with the iPhone 10's design that doesn't have an OLED screen, but that has a 6.1-inch LCD screen similar to what we've got in the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 8 Plus right now. So it's going to use that whole body design, but it's going to be a little bit different because this new rumor from Nike that was reported through 9to5Mac says that it's not going to have a glass back like the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and even the iPhone 10 from this year. It's going to revert to the older metal back design. I guess the only problem with glass back phones right now is that they're not available in a lot of colors. So if you're someone who wanted to get like that bright red iPhone or even rose gold or gold in general, with the iPhone 10 you can't do that. So if Apple brought back the metal back design, we would probably see more colors. That's what the report indicates. But at the same time, I like the premium feel of glass better, and I just hope that Apple sticks with this design at this point. Now, on top of the 6.1-inch LCD iPhone, Apple is also planning 2 other OLED models for 2018. One, like the iPhone 10 is now, 5.8-inch OLED display, but a larger version like an iPhone 10 Plus with a 6-plus-inch OLED display. Now, the two sources, KGI and Nike, disagree at this point on what the exact size of the iPhone 10 Plus display will be. KGI reports that screen size is going to be 6.5 inches, which is absolutely gigantic. I think that would be too big for anyone personally, and Nike says 6.2 or 6.3 inches. The second one definitely sounds more realistic to me. I have a hard time reaching the corners of my iPhone 10 at 5.8 inches, so if you jumped all the way up 0.7 inches to 6.5, that is a serious shimmy you have to do with your hand and risk dropping the phone just to reach one of the corners one-handed. I hope that Apple doesn't go that big. I know there's a lot of you out there that love those bigger screen sizes, but for me, 5.8 inches on the iPhone 10 is pretty much perfect. Vince, would you buy the plus-sized iPhone 10 or would you stay with the regular?
There's no way I can use a phone bigger than the one I have right now.
Don't buy it. You just heard it from Vince.
The Nexus 6P?
Oh, yeah. Something else that KGI has been reporting for all 3 new iPhone models in 2018 is that they will have Face ID. So if you're one of those people that were holding out for Apple to bring back Touch ID, I don't think that's going to be the case. They are clearly trying to push this technology forward. And personally, I'm really excited to see it inside of Mac computers because Touch ID is sort of weird right now on the MacBook Pro. Like, there's a fingerprint sensor. It works really well, but you have to put your finger on like the top right portion of the keyboard or the lower area of the laptop. It doesn't feel super natural. I feel like opening up your laptop, looking at it and having the screen unlock is super natural, maybe even more natural than it would be on an iPhone or an iPad. We also heard from Bloomberg that Face ID should be making its way to iPad Pro models in 2018. Apple is seriously invested in this technology, which I'm really excited for. It's gotten a lot colder out where I live, and one of the biggest benefits of Face ID for me has been that I can just raise my phone up to my face and then unlock it really easily, which is great if I have gloves on because you cannot use Touch ID with gloves. I've never found a pair that have worked with Touch ID. If you hate Face ID, I'm sorry. You'll probably just have to be happy with an iPhone 8 or an iPhone 8 Plus for the rest of your life. But if you're willing to try Face ID and you're waiting until next year to upgrade your iPhone, you'll probably see it on every model. Something else that KGI has reported in the past week is super exciting, the most exciting thing that I've heard in the past year for new iPhone rumors, and that's that all 3 models in 2018 will have bigger batteries. iPhone battery life on the iPhone 10 for me is the best it's ever been. My biggest problem with the iPhone for a long time, from like the iPhone 5S all the way up until the iPhone 7, was that battery life just wasn't good. It wasn't consistent. I actually had a defective battery in my iPhone 6S, which left a really bad taste in my mouth. But with all 3 new iPhone models in 2018, they're going to have really big batteries. KGI reports, and 9to5Mac picked this up once again, that the new iPhone 10, the version of the 5.8-inch model that we saw this year, is going to have a 2,900 to 3,000 milliamp hour battery. The current version inside of here is 2716, so that is going to be a 300 milliamp hour upgrade at the very most, which is huge. The iPhone 10 Plus is going to have an enormous 3,300 to 3,400 milliamp hour battery, which is going to blow even the regular sized 5.8-inch OLED iPhone 10 out of the water. And then the 6.1-inch LCD iPhone is going to have a bigger battery than the current iPhone 10. It's going to have 2,850 milliamp hours to 2,950 50 milliamp hours. So if you've wanted to see Apple finally focus on better battery life on the iPhone, they are working on new technology for 2018. They're going to continue using the L-shaped design that works really well on the current iPhone 10 to make battery life better than ever before. For the longest time, I was one of those people that said, Apple, continue making everything as thin as possible. Do not worry about battery life. But I've done a complete 180 on that in recent years because I really like the battery life on the iPhone 10, and this is one of the thicker iPhone models in recent history. But I don't care because better battery life is great. I'm so excited to see Apple finally seriously focus on it. They did a really great job with the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10. But next year, I'm so excited to see Apple finally do something really good with battery life. Rather than just saying, oh, it's a little bit better this year, say, yes, we've worked on battery for a long time. It's a lot better this time around. One other thing that is coming to future iPhones that I might have incorrectly reported in my last video or the video before that was that I think I said 5G was coming to the iPhone 10 Plus next year. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Apple's working on pre-5G modems for the iPhone 10 Plus and the new 2018 iPhones, but real 5G support, like with an Intel modem, won't be coming until 2019 or 2020. Moving on to some more Apple news, they surprisingly released new products in the past week, which I was not expecting. Their last event was held in September. They skipped out on the October event this year, but they are probably going to be holding some spring event in early 2018. Now keep in mind, at the time of this video going live, we still have not seen the release of the iMac Pro. On Apple's site and everywhere else, they say the iMac Pro is coming December of 2017. They just delayed the HomePod till early 2018, so that means we'll see it on like April 31st. The way it is starting to look is that Apple's going to pull another December 31st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The iMac Pro is now available. I don't know why they always wait till the very last second or why they have a hard time making promises and keeping them, but as of right at this very moment, the iMac Pro is still set to come in December. Apple has not officially delayed it. It's just starting to look a little bit sketchy considering the fact that it's already December 8th or 9th. So I guess to keep us at bay until they release the new iMac Pro later this month, we got new Sport Band colors and new iPhone 10 cases for the Sport Band. The first one looks kind of cool. It's called Flash. It's like a brighter yellow. I really like the name of this one. And then they must have put pepper on someone's orange and asked them to describe the flavor, and they came up with spicy orange. Johnny, you let me down on the name there. They also have dark teal, which I feel like is sort of a random color, but it looks pretty nice for the Sport Band. All of these are going to be $49 each. For the iPhone 10 silicon cases, there's also the flash color once again, spicy orange. Love it so much. And then Cosmos Blue. Apparently Cosmos Blue was previously only a leather case. You can now get that in the silicone variety. There's also a new pink fuchsia color for the Apple Pencil case, leather sleeve, and the classic 38 or 42 millimeter Apple Watch buckle. Now before you make any of those purchases, just go ahead and stop putting money into your 401k and buy the new $589 Apple Watch Hermes band. It is called Neuer Swift Leather Double Tour Mador. I'm pretty sure you're just paying for all the characters in the name. It's French, I think, and it doesn't even look that good. Now, I'm no fashion expert, but I will tell you this right now. No Apple Watch band is worth $589, let alone any piece of clothing that I could ever see myself buying. Do not buy this. Let me know what you think about this band down below in the comment section. Would you even purchase it? Do you even think it looks good? That's a very leading question. I'm basically telling you that you shouldn't like it. But unbiased, do you like this band? What do you think of it? Would you ever spend $589 you could put toward an iPad or actual product toward an Apple Watch band? Clearly, the marketing genius that marked this band up to $589 thought that some poor soul would buy it, but I just can't see anyone spending that much money on a band. Moving on to our last Apple news to wrap up the video. The Apple TV app is finally available outside of like just the US and a couple of other countries. It is now available in the UK, France, and Germany, which is pretty sweet. Previously, it was only available in the United States, Australia, Canada, Norway, and Sweden. I feel like these are all really specific and sort of arbitrary places for the Apple TV app to be available. So if you go to your home screen and notice that suddenly the Videos app is just gone, don't freak out. It's been replaced with the TV app. The icon looks like this. And I never find myself using the Apple TV app. In iOS 11.2, at least in the United States, they added this new sports tab. So if you are a sports head and you want to stay up to date on all the latest games and all the latest happenings in the sports world, you can go to that tab and use it. Otherwise, I never go to the TV app. I don't find it useful, and I'm sure I will one day maybe if I ever decide to start watching TV. But instead of watching TV lately, I've been playing the new Call of Duty game, which is actually really fun. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this episode of the latest Apple news. If you enjoyed it or learned something new, it always does help me out if you take take just one moment to hit that like button down below. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this in the future from me, hit subscribe down below and it would also help me out. If you want to support the channel along the way and get a t-shirt out of the deal, you can do so by visiting iupdateos.com/merch and buying one of my new t-shirts. There's also a new iupdateos COG hoodie available to bundle up during the winter. And that is going to be all for this episode. I've been Sam. I hope all of you are doing great, and I will talk to you in my next video. That was actually not a